Hello Splatoon people, it's Dialass here. You want to get into a team, don't ya? Well, I got just the video for you. Alright, so for those who don't know who I am, I play competitive Splatoon for Marauder Esports. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the steps you should be taking to get into a Splatoon team, as well as some of the things that you should be doing to recruit for your own team. Also, side note, if you're an experienced member of the community and you think that there's something I should change or add to this video, let me know in the comments below. Okay, so starting off, this video is split into 5 parts. Part number 1 talks about what a free agent is. Part number 2 talks about making your free agent post. Part number 3 talks about playing your tryouts. Part number 4 talks about the life as a free agent. And part number 5 talks about recruiting players. Even if you're a team recruiting or a free agent, I recommend watching the whole video because there are some ideas that do overlap and you should get a good understanding of. Alright, so number 1, what even is a free agent? To define the term, a free agent is someone who's not in a team and is currently looking for one. So, where do you start your free agent journey? First, I'd head over to the Splatoon Recruitment and Free Agency Discord server. Links in the description. What you're going to do there is you're going to go to role request, and you're going to ask one of the mods for the free agent role. In the free agent chat, you'll see many different free agent posts. I'll be talking about making your own in a few minutes. If you're a team that's recruiting, head over to recruiting teams, and you'll also need to be making a post for that as well. Again, more on that later. So you're becoming a free agent. But do you know why you want to be a free agent? Do you know what it takes to start your Splatoon journey and join a team? Well, let me just give you the answer real quick. You need to have an interest for the game. You gotta have time to devote into the game, and you gotta be motivated. Without these things, you'll never succeed, and you'll never improve. I just don't want you to waste your time or anyone else's time as we move forward. Section 2. Making a free agent post. Alright, so what's the purpose of the free agent post? Well, simply, it's to let other teams know about you, to let them know that you're looking for a team, and to give them information about you before a tryout. But most importantly, you're trying to influence other teams to actually accept you into their team way before you even do your tryout. Your free agent post is your first impression that you give to other teams. You want to make sure that it's a good first impression. Alright, so actually making a free agent post. In the free agency server, there is actually a template that they give you. But before I go over the template, I want to go over some general don'ts about making a free agent post. Don't write very long paragraphs. Putting too much information is going to bore your recruiters when they're reading your free agent post. Just put the information that needs to be said, but also don't put too little information. You need to put enough information so that they know what they need to know about you. The last don't is don't say to ask for more information. What do I mean by this? Some people mention to DM for age or ranks or their friend code. Just put as much information as you possibly can. But again, not too much. Okay, so looking at the template. Most of it is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll give you a few tips for some of them. Starting from the top, SW means switch friend code if you were confused about this. Ranks can be condensed into one line. If you do this, mention your average X ranks. Side note, if you're not an X rank, your chances of being accepted into a team that wants to grind to the top are pretty low. For age, I know some of you prefer to be private about it. Keep in mind that some teams are looking for a certain age group, and they want to know your age before making a decision to accept you to try out. Also, don't lie about your age. For weapons, say the weapons that you play, but also mention that you're willing to learn certain weapons if necessary. If you don't know your playstyle or you're unsure about it, I recommend watching Wadsmith's video about it. Link in the description. For callouts, mention that you're willing to learn certain callouts. If you don't have Splatoon 1 experience, just delete that line from the post. If you have experience in either game, mention all teams you were part of. After you fill everything out, I recommend adding your gender and pronoun so that recruiters get to know you a little bit before a tryout. Then after that, add a paragraph explaining what you're looking for in a team. Do you just want to play casually, or do you want to grind to the top? Mention these things. And then to put the cherry on top, say that your DMs are open. Before we're done, make sure that everything is neat and easy to read. Okay guys, now it's time to post. But where do you post it? Twitter, the free agent server, and many other discords that I'll link in the description are the best places to post your free agent post. After posting that, head over to recruiting teams and reach out to as many teams as you can. Be sure to read their requirements first and make sure that you meet them. Certain teams are looking for certain time zones, certain age groups, certain weapons. Make sure that your free agent post matches their requirements. When you're DMing these teams, this is my recommendation. Say that you saw their post and ask if you can try out. And on top of that, put in your free agent information. And don't message any teams that aren't recruiting. You'll just look dumb asking for a tryout. Alright, so as we wrap up this section, keep in mind that as you reach out to all these teams, you're not going to find the perfect team right away. Play in as many tryouts as you can, and keep in mind you're going to have to grind from the bottom. You're not going to join a very experienced team right away. You might need to join a newer team from the start. This advice goes to experienced players and novice players alike. Also, everything mentioned in this section is to make sure that you have a good first impression on a recruiting team. As previously mentioned, this is very important. Section 3. Playing your tryout. Playing your tryout isn't all about skill. Like your free agent post, the impression you leave on your recruiting team can sometimes be the deciding factor when they make a decision on who makes the team. Some things you could do to leave a good impression is to be on time to your tryout, stay calm and don't get frustrated. Just chill and enjoy the matches with strangers. Be friendly, play confidently. If you're playing nervously in a tryout, this is likely how you'll perform in a tense tourney match. Leaving a good impression is very important to increasing the odds of you getting into a team. On the flip side to that, there are a few things that could decrease your chances of getting into a team. Some of them are loud background noises or being able to hear your game sound from your mic, being awkward or too silent, speaking in inappropriate times, or not being part of the conversation. As I said before, not every team is perfect. When you're playing a tryout, you need to be making sure for yourself that the team you're trying out for is right for you. If you don't like a certain environment, it's okay to decline a team offer. Lastly, not every team is going to want you. It may be for various different reasons, but don't get distraught if you're not accepted into a certain team. Adding to that, don't put all of your hope on getting into a certain team. Trying out for as many teams as you can will not only increase your chances of getting into a team, but it will also increase the chances of finding a team that is right for you. Alright, are you still with me? Section 4, Life as a Free Agent. This one's short, I promise. If you're looking for a team, there are a few things you could still do in the meantime. You could do things like making pickups to play in scrims or other events. You could sub for other teams to do the same thing. Side note, the players in whichever team you join are likely going to be people just like you, so meeting people around your skill level is a good idea. Moving on, you could grind ranked, you could VOD review other top players, or you could improve your own skills. You'll want to keep improving so you'll be playing your best when you join a team. The wait for the right team may be a long one, so be patient. Your first team may not even be the best, so grinding from the bottom is the most realistic way that you'll get to the top. Section 5. Recruiting players. Before I start this section, I just wanted to say this. If you're a free agent, I highly recommend you watching this because you should definitely know what the team captains are looking for during your tryouts. And if you're a team captain, I hope you watch the rest of the video. You should also know what free agents are doing to get into your team. So you decided to make a team. Maybe it's because the wait for the right team was too long, so you're taking matters into your own hands. Or maybe you believe that you have the knack to be a team captain. This will not be a guide on how to lead a team, however, but maybe that can be a topic for another video. To start recruiting, you got to make a team post like free agents. I won't be going into too much detail, for it's not as important as a free agent post. In your recruitment ad, be sure to include if you're a new team, what playstyles you're looking for, team requirements, or goals for your team. And at the very bottom, mention that they're free to ask any questions if they have any. After you posted your ad, you gotta get some free agents. Then you're gonna have to try these people out. Here are some tips and recommendations for holding tryouts. I recommend playing 6 to 10 matches of league battles or scrims for one tryout. Being time efficient with tryouts is very important, because you might miss out on a good player because you took too long to make a decision. So try to have clear schedules during the week that your team is holding tryouts. Some other things to keep in mind is that trying out players is about finding out if you like them for your team and trying to get them to like your team. Some players might not join your team because they don't like the team environment, or for other various reasons, but don't get offended by that. There are a few things you should be looking for in players during their tryouts. Try to look for signs of dedication so you know that they'll stick to your team for a while. Make sure they're willing to learn different things, like weapons or callouts, and they're able to take criticism. You don't want a player that is stubborn and is not open-minded to different ideas. Keep in mind that these players will stick with you for many months, or even years. So find players that you like not only gameplay wise, but also personality wise. Their gameplay can improve, but their personality can't. During their tryout, it's okay to ask them questions about past experience and if they're willing to learn different things, so you get an idea on how dedicated they are and how open-minded they are. One thing I personally like to do is to background check the players I try out. In their free agent information, they should have posted their past teams. With that information, I contacted their old team captains to find out if they were good players. I did this so I can get a good opinion from someone who knows them. I also like to go to other teams' servers and see if my tryouts are trying out for other teams. This will show me that they really want to join a team and not just my team specifically. Alrighty guys, that's the video. Keep in mind that these are just my opinions. There might be better things out there, or there might be things that I left out and forgot to include. But I hope this helps some of you guys out. And if it did, please subscribe and hit that like button for me. Thanks. This won't be the only video you'll be seeing of me. I'll be making many more videos in the future. And on top of that, I also got a Twitter, Twitch, and a Discord server. Links in the description. Alrighty guys, that is my time. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in a future video. Later y'all.